What's going on, Canes fans, and welcome to episode number 3 of Walking and Venting with Coop, the series that is exactly what it sounds like it is. It's me walking along the edge of my property here while we talk about a potentially hot, debatable, controversial, sometimes negative topic when it comes to the Miami Hurricanes. However, this season so far, it seems that I might be looking for a name change. Instead of walking and venting, it might have to be walking and celebrating or something along those lines. I don't know, because it's been mostly good things that have been happening. But this series doesn't always mean that it's venting about bad things. Sometimes it can also be just addressing stuff. Sometimes it can be, talking about things that I just feel very strongly about, and I want to voice my opinion. And don't be afraid to voice your opinion down in the comment section below on this series. If you're not one for adult conversations, if you're not capable of that, this series definitely isn't for you. And what a nice day on a Friday. It's so funny because my life revolves around the college football season once it gets here, because it's my full-time job. And doing walking and venting is a Sunday thing. So now that I'm doing it on Friday, I don't even know what day it is. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about, let's get into it. What I wanted to talk about is the portion of the Miami fan base that's unhappy with the win yesterday. And I have a message for you. You are insane. Okay, now that we got that established and out of the way, I want to say that when I say unhappy, it's okay to say that you expected more. Like I'm not even necessarily talking to those people. I'm talking about the people that I saw on social media, and don't say that I'm making this up or trying to stir the pot. It was everywhere. There are plenty of people that can confirm it. There are literally people that are saying they are disgusted with this Miami Hurricanes team. And they cannot believe, get this, here it is, here's the kicker. They cannot believe that last year's team under Josh Gaddis put up 70, and all this year's team could muster was 48. Look, I get it. You're only looking at the scoreboard. Let's be real here. You're only looking at the final score. Did you even watch the game? Did you even look at the stats? Or did you just look at 48-7 and you looked at 70-13 last year and you said, wow, we must not have dominated as much this year. Things are looking down. It's not looking good for us. I saw people changing their season predictions based off of this game. They said, if we can't put up at least 90 to 100, what are we doing? Let's talk, okay? First off, you've been playing too much Madden or NCAA 14. This is not a video game. This is real life. Second off, no excuses. This team always needs to handle business. However, it was a short week to prepare for this game. We just played a very physical and emotionally exhausting game last Saturday. This team had a short week to prepare. We were kind of beaten and battered a little bit. We gave it all in that A&M game. Super physical game. We had some injuries and stuff. So a short week to prepare. And the point of this game, in my opinion, my personal opinion, was not to make a statement. We weren't trying to run it up. We didn't need to run it up. And I get, a lot of people got hyped up, myself included, when Shannon Dawson, said, hey, foot on the gas. He's a go guy. He doesn't want to take it slow. He says you get conservative, you get beat. However, there were a couple of things going into this game. First off, does anybody think that maybe Mario Cristobal didn't want to hang 70 plus on Bethune-Cookman because of his history with their coach? I know they talked about it on a little segment during the game, and Mario and Bethune-Cookman's coach have coached together in the past. And I know what you're going to say, because I've said the same thing before too. Coop, that doesn't matter. You set personal relationships and things to the side when you play football. But here's the thing. Miami was in full control of this game from the moment it kicked off. It was a dominant performance by the Canes. So again, when we say 48-7, oh, I expected more. Look at the stats. Bethune-Cookman rushed for 33 yards, I think, on 30 carries in this game. That's an average of like 1 yard per carry. We dominated those guys on both sides of the ball. And it wasn't an absolutely perfect performance from us, but what I'm saying is Mario didn't need to run it up. There really wasn't a reason to. It wouldn't get us any more credit. I mean, nobody would really respect us anymore if we put up 48 versus 75 on Bethune. I know other fan bases wouldn't, because they're going to clown us regardless. You only beat Bethune by 48. Then if we beat them by 100, they're going to say, it was just Bethune. You're expected to put up 100. So it's a lose-lose. At the end of the day, do you want to know what matters? Winning. Do you want to know what we did? We won, and comfortably. 48-7 is a pretty big win. I mean, again, we were never worried at any point, and that's an awesome feeling. Again, the point in this one was to get the young guys some snaps and possibly to experiment a little bit on offense and defense. That was really the big thing going into this game, and we got to do that. And we got the win. So we accomplished all of our goals. There's a spider web. Hold on. You guys know when you're leaving for work in the morning and you're walking to your car and you walk right through a spider web and it smacks you right across the face and it just ruins your entire day? I was not about to let that happen in this video. We moved that sucker out of the way. Anyways, so we accomplished our goal. I think it's a huge win in multiple departments. And now we get kind of a long rest leading up to Temple, which is going to be a little bit of a tougher game. Shouldn't be a real tough game, but a tougher game than Bethune-Cookman. So I think personally that it was a brilliant move by Mario Cristobal and the coaching staff. We were on pace to put up probably 75, 80 plus points if the starters had stayed in. Remember, it was 34-0 going into halftime. And then in the second half, Mario Cristobal put in the 2s and 3s and beyond. Now on offense, they did let Emory Williams have the drive with the first team offense, just to kind of let him get a feel for it, probably to see how that chemistry is working out. And it looks good. It's light beaming down on me. But I'm just so confused. If you want to compare last year and you want to argue that Miami put up 70 on Bethune, do those fans not remember that same Miami Hurricanes team lost to Texas A&M? Do they not remember that same Miami Hurricanes team and coaching staff lost to Middle Tennessee? So do you want to go back to that, or do you want to take the comfortable, okay win against Bethune-Cookman with lots of younger guys getting valuable snaps and beating Texas A&M? I think the answer is obvious, and I think it's super simple and easy. But apparently not. And I think maybe some of it is, let's just be honest. I'm going to lay it all out on the table here. And I know this isn't all fans. I should have said this at the very beginning. I know it's not all fans. And as I said, I'm not talking about the people that say, well, Coop, I just expected a little bit more. That's okay. Your expectations for this team should be high. Completely understand. Absolutely. I'm talking about the people that are straight dogging this team and now we're trash because we couldn't score more than last year. I'm just saying. I think what also might be a little bit of a problem is Miami fans, we're not used to having nice things. We had this conversation a little bit last season. We're used to things being bad. We're just waiting to everything to fall apart and implode, because every time it seems like things start to go our way, something bad happens. And I think that what's happening is, we came into this game 2-0. We took care of the Red Hawks. We beat Texas A&M, and not many people thought that we could. And now Miami fans are like, wait a minute, maybe we are good. Maybe this season could be something crazy. And then what happens is they set their expectations even higher, like even higher than maybe they already were. And then when Miami comes out and only puts up 48, they say, oh no, like, wait a minute. we beat Texas A&M, an SEC team. We hadn't done that in 10 years. And if we're only going to put up 48 and give up 7 to Bethune, maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe this thing is starting to trend downwards. When really they just got ahead of themselves a little bit. Again, expectations high is a good thing, but also you got to be realistic, realistic expectations. I told you guys what I did this season. This is not advice. You do you, I do me. I tapered my expectations. I went into this season saying, hey, I just think we take a step, maybe not a leap. Now, to be fair, all these statements were made before we even played a snap, so it's anybody's guess, right? But I wanted this year, for me, for my mental health and my sanity, I preferred to be pleasantly surprised. That way I wouldn't be let down. It has nothing to do with believing or not believing, and that's just my personal take. And so far, what do you know? I've been pleasantly surprised, and I've been a pretty happy Canes fan. It feels good. It feels good to be undefeated, 3-0. Do you know how many college football teams already can't say that? But we can, and things appear to be trending upward for us. Again, I think that the coaching staff thinks of all these things. You know that they knew this game was won before it was even played. And you will very rarely hear me say that. I know they didn't underestimate the opponent. They talked about how hard the players were wanting the coaches to push them at practice this week. They didn't want them to let up at all. I believe we are seeing a culture change. I believe we're starting to see the shift. And basically now what we're waiting on is just getting in some more top 10 or top 5 recruiting classes to build that depth. And then we're ready to rock, man. All we need to worry about is win at this point. Now everything else will take care of itself, and then let's hang on to our coaches so we have some consistency and stability. No more swapping out OCs and DCs. Guidry and Dawson, I know we're only 3 games in, but I love you guys. Stay, okay? Please, I'm begging you, please stay, okay? Yeah, I'm getting desperate, all right? It feels good to win, and I don't want to change this, all right? Let's keep a good thing going. But I won't understand it. Again, people were already clowning me. Coop is Bethune, and Coop, I can't believe this is what it's come to, that we're celebrating a win against Bethune. And then those same people, those same people, if the game was closer or we had lost, would be on my channel clowning us and talking about how bad we suck. Here's the good news. This is how we're going to wrap this thing up. A little bit shorter episode this week. The good news is we got everybody talking about us. Do you know how many Florida State fans were tuning into that game? Would I be watching Florida State versus Bethune? Probably not. I can think of at least a million other things that I could be doing on my Thursday night. But you know what? They were tuning in because they're watching. They're watching. They know. They know what's up. They know what's brewing, and they don't like it. And what's funny is the reason why we're seeing so many attendance arguments. Do you want to know why? Because right now that's the only thing that other fan bases can try to pull on us, because we're 3-0 and we've beaten the teams that we're supposed to beat. It's just facts. They're reaching. Guys, they're reaching because it's all they have. Man, like I said, kind of walking and venting, but kind of not. But man, the Canes fans that are saying you're unhappy and you're dogging the team now because they only put up 48-7, actually watch the game. Actually look at the stats. Don't compare this year's game against last year's game, because that's apples to oranges. There are so many different variables. Maybe Bethune was actually a little bit better. They have some new people. We have some new people. It's entirely different circumstances. You literally can't compare. It's why in my preview video of Miami versus Texas A&M, I didn't talk about 2022. 2 completely different types of games. It's pointless. It's useless. There's no reason to do it. 48-7 was a comfortable win. Yes, I will take it. And it's on to Temple. And we got some extra time to prepare for that one. Let's chop it up. Let me know if you were unhappy with the performance. If you were, that's okay. Like I said, I can handle people disagreeing with me. It's fine. We have adult one-on-one conversations. There's nothing wrong with that. You're entitled to your opinion, just like I am and just like everybody is. So let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Let me know how you felt about the game. There were definitely some things we needed to improve on, for sure. And I talked about it in my React video. We absolutely dove into it. But hey, let's hit this outro, man. I'm going to go grab me a bite to eat. I'm thinking about having a celebratory steak, maybe. That sounds like a good plan, right? Remember though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.